found sports.
I found my passion.
I found family.
I found my calling. I found a place to call home. Discover what you can find at Marietta by visiting marietta.edu today.
Coming up today on NewsCenter 15, a Chicago hospital experiences a shooting.
And legal groups advocate for the prevention of Trump's travel ban.
We'll have these stories and more. NewsCenter 15 starts now. Good afternoon and welcome to Tuesday's edition of NewsCenter 15. I'm Matt Yates.
And I'm Riley Wall.
Topping our news this afternoon. A gunman opened fire on Monday at a Chicago hospital, wounding at least 4 people, including a police officer and a hospital employee, authorities said. A police spokesman said the gunman was dead, but it was not immediately clear if he took his own life or was killed by police at Mercy Hospital on the city's south side. A witness named James Gray told reporters that it looked as if the attacker was turning and shooting people at random. The shooting apparently began as the suspect was walking with a woman near a parking lot. He turned and repeatedly shot the woman in the chest. He then entered the hospital and continued firing. 4 people were in critical condition, including an officer. At least one of the 4 was a hospital employee.
Legal groups argued Monday that a judge should prevent the Trump administration from enforcing its ban on asylum for anyone illegally crossing the U.S.-Mexico border. U.S. District Judge John S. Tiger did not immediately rule on whether to issue a temporary restraining order during a hearing in San Francisco. The request was made by the American Civil Liberties Union and the Center for Constitutional Rights, which quickly sued after President Donald Trump issued the ban this month in response to the caravans of migrants that have started to arrive at the U.S.-Mexico border. Trump issued a proclamation on November 9th that said anyone who crossed the southern border would be ineligible for asylum. The regulations, which will remain in place for 3 months absent a court order, could potentially make it harder for thousands of people who enter the U.S. to avoid deportation.
And you know, Riley, it's not really looking a whole lot like Christmas yet. Makes me wonder when we're going to see the first snow fall in the Mid-Ohio Valley.
Here to provide a first look at the weather is Ethan Brown.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and see what we have going on in terms of weather for today. Today it's going to be mostly cloudy outside. There's not going to be a lot of sun or anything that you'll be seeing, so you'll definitely be having to deal with the overcast skies, and it'll be a high of 42 with a low of 30 as we drop down later into the evening. The humidity's about 70%. The wind will be about 10 miles per hour, so it'll be blowing a little bit, so you want to look out for that. You can expect sunset to be around 5:07 p.m., which is continuously getting earlier and earlier, much to my chagrin. We're going to have another look at the weather coming up soon, including a look at what you can expect going into the holiday season with Thanksgiving and whatnot. But until then, back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you so much, Ethan. A treasure hunter has taken back a pledge to turn over 500 missing coins minted from gold found in a shipwreck off the South Carolina coast. The Columbus Dispatch reports Tommy Thompson agreed last week to deliver the coins to a court-appointed receiver by Sunday to settle a lawsuit brought by an investor. The paper says the deal fell apart Friday when Thompson said he has no idea how to obtain the coins. Thompson found the SS Central America in 1988 after convincing more than 100 investors to fund the voyage for nearly $13 million. Thompson never repaid the investors. He became a fugitive and fled to Florida.
A bear cub has been reunited with its mother thanks to a police officer in Northern California, who colleagues are calling a bear whisperer. Truckee Police Sergeant Mon Perret responded to a report of the mama bear trying to free her cub from a garbage container. Police video shows Perret calling out to mama bear that he was going to help baby bear. The officer climbed on another container and told the cub he was a friend as he lifted the lid. The cub scampered out and ran to its mother, who was watching from up a hill.
Construction plans on a power plant are halted, and the college opens its doors to veterans.
We'll be back after this.
I never chew tobacco.
I don't drink much.
Never smoked a cigarette in my life.
HPV. Isn't that about cervical cancer?
What does that have to do with oral cancer?
HPV? Didn't know that.
At the Long Ridge Energy Terminal in Hannibal, Ohio, Ohio River Partners has extended the completion timeline for the new power plant. In January, the Marietta Times reported that the Hannibal Port Power Project was slated to begin construction of the 485 megawatt natural gas plant by the second quarter this year after obtaining needed environmental permits from the Ohio EPA. But Mark Berry, technical and design consultant for the project, said that construction will not begin until March or April of 2019.
Veterans of all U.S. military branches are invited to the third session of music therapy from 6 to 7 p.m. Tuesday at the newly remodeled McKinney Media Center on the Marietta College campus, 508 Putnam Street. The program is free, casual, confidential, and with no obligation. No reservations are necessary. Sessions allow everyone to participate at whatever level they feel comfortable, with opportunities to play many different instruments, sing or just listen, write lyrics, and talk about music and individual ways music is part of our lives. The session is sponsored by the Music Therapy Program at MC and Chapter 52 of the Disabled Veterans of America.
The Belpre Holiday Lights Parade is accepting entries for the annual event set for 6 p.m. Saturday. All entrants must be illuminated with lights that reflect the holiday spirit. Parade applications can be picked up at Belpre City Building, 715 Park Drive, Belpre Area Chamber of Commerce, 713 Park Drive, and can be found on belprechamber.com under the Community tab. Entrants are encouraged to bring a case of canned food for donation to the local food pantry. The parade assembles behind Belpre High School Stadium. Lineup begins at 5 p.m. And coming up next, Black Friday sales in Ohio are expected to rise this season.
We'll have this story and more after this.
And also coming up after the break, we'll be taking a look at what the weather has in store for us, including what's happening Thanksgiving and Black Friday. So if you want to find out what's happening those days, you want to stick around for the 5-day forecast.
Where are we?
We are at Marietta College.
This is where we live, at Marietta College.
Did you get your flu vaccine yet? Make that your mission for today.
Did you say mission? Let's do this. With the flu season coming up, we all have to help protect ourselves by getting the flu vaccine. If you're over 65 like me, you gotta even be more careful. Look out! Our immune system may not be as strong as it used to be, so we have to do everything we can to keep the flu from catching up with us. Educating yourself about your flu vaccine options is important. It's also really easy. So ask about your vaccine options, because if you're a tough guy like me, you may need a tough vaccine. The flu can aggravate other conditions, so make it your mission to get the right flu shot for your age.
Lee, is that you? Did you complete your mission?
Oh, you mean the flu shot? No sweat. Visit the National Council on Aging at ncoa.org/flu to learn more about vaccine options for people 65 and older.
A pint-sized pup adopted by a Northern Ohio Police Department is having a positive impact on officers and the community. Marblehead Police Chief Casey Joy tells WTVG-TV that he was inspired to adopt a dog from Pet Finder after seeing stories about animals displaced by Hurricane Florence. Joy fell in love with a 4-month-old Chihuahua mix named Zorro. Zorro rides along with Joy on patrols in a special police K9 vest made by a resident. Police say the tiny dog has made a big difference in the village. They say that he helps relieve officers' stress and cheers up the public as well. Zorro lives with Joy and a seizure-detecting dog that helps the chief's son. Zorro will visit nursing homes, hospitals, and hospice facilities as a therapy dog when he's finished training.
With Ohio consumer confidence continuing to soar, economic forecasters said Monday they expect Ohio shoppers to increase holiday shopping by 3.2% over last year. The state is also seeing continued growth in jobs, wages, housing prices, and other key indicators. Forecasters said as they projected retail spending to climb to nearly $24.9 billion. The annual forecast ahead of Black Friday and the December holiday season comes from the University of Cincinnati Economic Center. It's in conjunction with the Ohio Council of Retail Merchants and its research arm focus on Ohio's future. The forecast utilizes sales data, employment and wages figures, and a variety of other economic indicators. Inflation remains low and household debt is shrinking, the study states.
A judge has declared that a provision in Ohio's medical marijuana program that 15% of licenses go to minority-owned groups is constitutional. The ruling by Franklin County Judge Charles Schneider said the provision denied Greenleaf Gardens, one of the cultivation license bidders, of its rights because 2 lower-rated minority owner firms were chosen ahead of it. The State Department of Commerce oversees the program. The department told the Columbus Dispatch that it was reviewing the Friday ruling. And superheroes aplenty in today's entertainment news.
Here's Jessica Hill with the Hollywood Minute.
The first trailer for Once Upon a Deadpool features Fred Savage more than 30 years post-Princess Bride. Tamer footage for family audiences who can see the recut in theaters December 12th to the 24th. It's a very Deadpool-like Stark aimed at the superhero's own studio, Fox. The original big-screen, big-budget superhero movie was rated PG, and it's flying back into theaters. The 1978 Superman, starring Christopher Reeves and Margaret Kidder, celebrates its 40th anniversary with a special screening at more than 400 U.S. theaters on Sunday, November 25th, Tuesday, November 27th, and Monday, December 3rd. Amazon delivers Aquaman. A promotional from retail giant and Warner Brothers allows Amazon Prime members to buy tickets for Aquaman screenings on December 15th, nearly a week before the aquatic superhero swims into theaters. As another corporate giant says, membership has its privileges. In Hollywood, I'm Jessica Hill.
Thank you, Jessica. Now we're going to head back to Ethan Brown for a look at the weather.
What do you have for us, Ethan?
Well, I have plenty of weather in store for you guys, so let's go ahead and take a closer look. As we look at the low temperatures that we're seeing throughout the nation, more specifically, if you look here where we're situated at, you can see that we're kind of right around the mid to high 40s or so, which is a little bit warmer than what we had in the Midwest, but obviously it's not Florida. And unfortunately, that's about as high as we're going to get. We might get a little bit into the 50s if we're lucky, but that's about as cold and as warm as we're going to get. So unfortunately, we're stuck with that. As we look nationwide and we look and see our cloud coverage and our precipitation, thankfully, you can see that there's not a ton of rain that's coming in our direction. It's mostly clouds that appear to be hitting us, so we won't have to worry too much about rain. And as you look closer here at this map, yeah, it's pretty much all clouds. But like I said, there's not really any rain on the way, at least not for now, so that's not something you're going to have to worry about in the future. So now let's go ahead and take a look at what we have for the 5-day forecast. Today, which is Tuesday, you can expect clouds throughout the day. The high will be about 39 degrees. Wednesday will be mostly cloudy, high of about 41. Thursday on Thanksgiving, it'll be mostly cloudy, and the temperatures will be lower at 34 degrees, but you can at least have the sun in there, so it won't be as bad. Friday, it'll be a very humid 47 degrees, which will be perfect for all of the shopping and shoving you'll be doing for Black Friday. And for Saturday, it'll be about the same temperature, 49 degrees, mostly cloudy. So that's what we have in store going out through the rest of the week and going into the holiday season, as the holiday season begins. So keep that in mind as you're planning your Thanksgiving events, and that's all I have for weather. So back to you guys at the desk.
And thank you, Ethan. When we come back, John Powers will have an update in the world of sports.
Stay with us.
I think it goes around.
Come on, buddy.
I'm here for you.
Oh, it's gonna be great. Look, look.
Why is it so hard?
Let's go. We gotta get you a practice.
I read it. Look, and it's set.
And we are now back with John Powers for a look at the world of sports.
What's going on, John?
Tim Krieger was nearly unstoppable in the paint as the sophomore led Marietta College to a dominated 115-68 point win over St. Vincent College. Saturday in the championship game of the 48th annual Marietta Shrine Tournament, Marietta improves to 4-0 on the season while St. Vincent slips to 3-1 overall. Krieger connected on 11 of 12 from the floor and finished with a game-high 24 points to earn all tournament honors. Anthony Wallace was named Cliff Rowe's most valuable player after scoring 16 points and pulling down 5 rebounds. Marietta College women's basketball team was victorious over Washington and Jefferson College 76-63 Saturday in the championship game of the Washington and Jefferson tip-off. Tournament with a win, the Pioneers improved to 2-0 in the season. Alexis Enox was named tournament MVP, and Shaylette was named all-tournament team for Marietta. The Pioneers went on a quick 9-0 run that saw them grab 13-4 edge with just under 6 minutes to play in the opening quarter. The Pioneers maintained their advantage for the remainder of the frame to enter the second quarter ahead. Other news, new Reds manager David Bell added a pair of coaches to his staff on Monday, hiring J.R. House as third base and catching coach, and Donnie Eckar as assistant hitting coach. They joined pitching coach Derek Johnson and hitting coach Turner Ward. House spent the last 7 seasons in player development with Arizona. He has been a hitting coach and field manager coordinator with the Diamondbacks minor league system. Eckar spent the last season as hitting coach with the Angels AAA team. The Indians will rock red jerseys next season. For the first time since the 1970s, the team unveiled a new alternate home jersey on Monday. It's a red top scripted with Indians on the front that Cleveland occasionally will wear for the home games in 2019. The next season, for the first time in 70 years, the Indians will not have Chief Wahoo logo on their uniforms. The club has been phasing out the controversial logo for the past several seasons. The Indians will continue to sell Wahoo merchandise at their shop. However, Cleveland's caps, as well as its home and road jerseys, will feature the guitar-shaped 2019 All-Star Game logo. Cleveland is hosting the 75th event in July.
Thank you, John. Joining us now at the desk is Ethan for our actual last look at the weather.
Yeah, indeed. Well, as I was saying before, going into Thanksgiving, the clouds are going to remain. It's going to stay relatively cool at about 40-ish degrees, just mid-40s. So don't expect it to be too warm out there, but at the very least, we don't have to worry about anything in their way of rain or snow or anything like that, at least for now.
Well, I know for me specifically, I hate seeing snow on the ground, so I'm glad we haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah, I'd rather it be put off a little bit. And of course, this will be both of you guys' last broadcast with us.
It is indeed.
All together, which is, it's bittersweet. It's been great working with you guys throughout the years.
Well, thank you. It's the pleasure is definitely it's with us too. I know for myself, I'm sure Riley, you're included. I've loved working here at the college and for the Marietta community for the last few years. I really appreciate it.
I hope you guys do good things after you graduate.
We'll tune in later. See how you guys are doing.
I hope you do. I hope you do.
Well, that's about it for today's broadcast. For all of us here at WCMO TV, thank you for watching today and throughout the semester. We hope that you and your families have a wonderful Thanksgiving. NewsCenter 15 will return in the spring, but until then, we'll see you next time.
Bye.